Friend in try explaining to a normie friend of yours what it is that you know. Tell me, try explaining this to somebody. And I'm sure you do on a regular basis. I've done it. Try going someplace and talking to them about problems that you have with the UN. Try dealing with somebody whose only source of information might be cable news or might be some, I don't want to say maybe Facebook or TikTok. Try to find somebody who is really aware of what's going on, who understands nuance. Try it. Good luck. You're not gonna find that, and you're not gonna find it in the world of media, and you're not gonna find it with people that you deal with, especially those who use certain criteria as the sole focus or basis for their information. Let me give you an example. The number of people that I heard today talk about Jimmy Kimmel blows my mind. And I don't think I can put that into words. I can't. I say that, and I don't know if you really understand. It blows my. It's like nothing. It's like nothing you can imagine. And I was wondering why. And you've heard me say this before, and I sound like a broken record. I recognize it. In fact, I was trying to explain to a young person the other day what broken record means. I'm using these phrases that, like, you use tin foil. We haven't had tin in years. It's aluminum. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. We say things sometimes out of habit, maybe out of laziness, just like sometimes young folks, they might laugh at you, but they say like every other word. How do you explain to somebody? Our goal, my friend, is to teach constantly. If you're going to want to do this, if you're going to want to be like Mrs. L is a lens warrior, worrying for kids. By the way, she needs how many? 12 new subscribers to Lens Warriors on YouTube to put her to the next level. Hardest working person I've ever met. She was on this morning with me at 1 a.m. She hasn't slept. Me, I nap, I stop. I'll stop to keep going. If I say, you know what, I'm not feeling good, I sit down, maybe I'll read something or maybe I'll relax. She can't do this. She doesn't stop. By the way, remember, any kind of restorative, not stoppage, but any kind of restorative recharging is very beneficial. You're far more productive. And you can actually do more than what most people realize. But anyway, please, Lens Warriors on YouTube. Go ahead, subscribe right away to that wonderful, wonderful cause. But trying to explain what's going on today, forget it. President Trump gave one of the most moronic speeches regarding Ukraine. They're laughing. I was listening to the great John Mearsheimer and the great Douglas McGregor and they're beyond shocked at what they're saying. They don't even know what he's talking about. It's kind of funny in a way because what he's doing is he's telling Zelensky, listen, if you keep up, you can win that, big guy. Okay, we're out of here. No Russian sanctions, no nothing. Then you have more and more of an encroachment in the world. Mrs. Al just got done. I was listening to it, an interview with a very brave woman talking about child brides and how they are still organized, and still arranged, and still occurring in this country. Child brides. And there are people from cultures and parts of the world who see nothing wrong with it. There are more of this than you can imagine. Let me say this again. Child brides. What kind of animals currently in the year 2025 believe that it's, and I don't mean just some titular theoretical wedding ceremony where the child is allowed to remain, dare I say, intact. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. It's going on now. And it's going on in this country. And there are some people from around the world who are the most wonderful people you've ever met. Kind, beautiful, cultured, educated, glorious, loving, nurturing, some of the best people you will ever meet. And there are other people who are animals. Animals in this country, animals in the rest of the world. People who live in a world, some 4th century, not all of them, but some of them. And some people are so worried about trying not to make anybody upset that they forget that we're living in a world where these people exist, and it is sickening. And I, my friend, have had it. I have had it. And I'm telling you something right now. They are planning something big. And you know it, and I know it. And we've been talking about this at levels. I sound, people think I'm sort of, maybe they might think, I don't know, they figure that I'm some kind of a naysayer, a Cassandra. I am not. And what I do is I've talked to people, and the reactions have been incredible. There is going to be a civil war in this country. We're not talking Antietam or Shoal Creek or Shiloh, or we're talking a civil war among cultures, races, people, demographics, genders, whatever it is. They will find a way to engender, to facilitate, to foment civil war. False flags, strikes, supply chain collapses, domestic terrorism, lockdowns, freakouts, blackouts, BLM, EMP, Antifa, Trans-Tifa, riots, insurrections. Shall I go on? Shall I go on? It's not some theoretical nightmare. It's today's reality. And the systems that we trusted to remain in order, to maintain order, are crumbling. They will not be able to handle anything even remotely looking like disorder or problems. 1 week without food, 1 week, and you will go berserk. You had no idea what it takes to live with 1 week. Many of us don't even eat at home for a week. There's places that, you're on the go, and that's the way it should be. We live in a civilized society. You can eat at home, you go to restaurants, you can do whatever you want. Vending machine, when everything shuts down, there's nothing. And all that food is gone. You've seen them go through toilet paper, milk, and bread over some stupid 2-bit nor'easter that nobody cares about. It's going to be about cash cards, Bitcoin, even gold. Won't feed your family. That's right. Survival is, in theory, it's primal, it's primordial, primeval, instinctual, evolutionary, atavistic, hardwired, patellar, whatever you want to call it. Food, water, energy, ammo. I don't want to go all Jeremiah Johnson on you, but it's true. And that's it. And that's the name of the game. And that's why My Patriot Supply's 3-month food kit matters. Over 2,000 calories a day. Do this for a week. 2,000 calories a day. 22 meal varieties with a shelf life of up to 25 years, and you're ready to go. You're not freaking out like, what are we going to do now? I've run out of food. There's no order. You can't eat potato chips and banana chips and jerky. What are you going to do? Make pasta all day long? You have no idea. You can't go a week. You might think so. You might say, well, I got some stuff jarred. I've got a fishing pole. Listen, Daniel Boone, ain't going to happen. And right now, you get 4 weeks free, a $247 bonus. The world has changed, my friend. Hunger is the oldest weapon of control, so don't wait for disaster to prove it. Preparation isn't paranoia, it's survival. So click the link in the description, preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. Secure your food, protect your family, and secure your future. Now, while there's time. No one's going to force you to do it. Nobody's going to mandate this. It's up to you. Preparewithlionel.com. com. When I tell people about the realities of this world, they don't like what I have to say. Because we have some people in this world who are animals. They live in a world, they live in a culture, I don't know, and they want to move to our country like they're doing in the UK. I talked to my good friend Sean Atwood today. Please watch the video. Please, I've got it up. And in the UK, it's unreal. Have you seen California lately? Oh, my God. You've got people open air bathrooms, people using toilet. I mean, I don't even want to say it. They might be eating. And that's here. And these animals, some of them come from impoverished backgrounds. Some of them come from civilizations that, again, live in a 4th century world of I don't know what. And they want to come here and they don't want to assimilate. They want to recreate what they had elsewhere. And you're going to be seeing more and more. Didn't you hear today about what were they eating? Squirrels or something? Swans. They're doing that again. You think I'm kidding? Did you think the Columbus story was all nonsense? Did you think that these folks were not eating? When you bring people in from various countries and you don't watch them, you say, okay, here you go. How do they know? If they live in parts of the world, if they live in jungles and in bad climes where this is all they know, what do you think they're going to do here? Are they going to go, oh, no. Those birds are ceremonial. No, I'm in a new country right now. I'm in a new country in a new world. I'm in a different place. I think differently. Pilgrim Media says, what about honor? Yes, killings of female mutilation. Yes, that goes on in the world. You betcha, my friend. And they call it, by the way, they call it female circumcision, which is really not. It's more mutilation. It's labial ablation. Clitoridectomy is a hard way. This is not the world right now. And what do people talk about? Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know why. Jimmy Kimmel. When you said, for example, hey, do you want to have a sing-along? I don't know if you ever had that before, but if somebody says, hey, what are you going to sing? Oh, I don't know, 99 bottles of beer? No, we can't do that. How about, what do you want to sing to? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Well, how about, you want to do any Gregorian chants? No. You pick something real simple from happy birthday to row your boat, or whatever it is, because it's simple, is routinized, doesn't take a lot of preparation and practice, and that's today's news. I heard a talk radio show where this guy was talking about Jimmy Kimmel. You could have thought this is the biggest story in the world. Jimmy Kimmel. Do you know that during the, what was it, a week? I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel, but during the time that he was suspended, they ran something called Celebrity Family Feud. And the Celebrity Family Feud received triple the audience they had during Jimmy Kimmel. With no writers, no band, no lighting. Already, but you bought the package, run it 3 times. Let that sink in. This social media Goliath, this entertainer of our generation, was outdone by Celebrity Family Feud. And the stockholders, shareholders say, well, what about this? Why do we just, oh, no, we have to do this. See, in the old days when you had USAID, they would supplement a lot of it. See, that's where this money was coming from. The government, you were paying for this. Or money that the globalists just kind of created out of nowhere. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. That's precisely what happened. Do you remember years ago when MSDNC first started? They were kind of sort of slow at this thing. They really didn't They didn't really have the groups of people there who, the main folks. And interestingly enough, there's a bunch of folks who said, you know, until we have a bench, why don't we have somebody like, I don't know, some lesser known. They said, well, I'll tell you what, on weekends or whatever, let's have lockup. Lockup. Let's have lockup. What's lockup? Prison films and prison stuff. Prison film. Okay. Lockup. Celebrity Family Feud. That's still that just kills me. But that's the newer one. So what they did was they found out that lockup did better than anything they possibly did. Now I don't know why that is. I don't know. Excuse me. Could it be because they were that bad? I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. Why? I don't know. Why are some people better than the others? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. So stop asking why. We don't know. So that's going on right now. And that was the story. And when this guy is done with his contract, they're going to just end the show and they're going to say, we're going to put the lid on this, not because of look, they had a run. And even with the numbers, even with the people watching, do you know that his real numbers were not on regular TV, but on YouTube and others? And I think was it Gutfeld or somebody, their numbers were even higher talking about his number. I mean, it's the man himself doesn't warrant the attention. People talking about the man himself warrant the attention. That's the most fan thing. That is the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. So then we have the notion of Charlie Kirk. Oh my God. I'm talking to friends of mine, and I don't have the money. Law enforcement, a lot of these people don't want to do this. Some were in intel, not with the company per se, but maybe a military or otherwise, law enforcement. Nobody believes the official story. But all I know is you have just accepted the fact that this case isn't going any further. And you aren't going to, you're not saying, oh, no, wait, we're not done with this. We love Charlie. Well, you don't love Charlie that much. Because if we really love them, we'd be demanding. We say, I want accountability. I'm going to also say something. How much do you really know about his wife? I'm going to say something right now you might think is sacrilegious. You might think this is the most heretical thing in the world. How much do you know about his wife? Who's his wife? Where's she from? What's her background? You want to go there? You know, whenever and I'm not suggesting she's but don't get me wrong, but during homicides, the first person you always look at is the spouse. And again, I'm not saying that here, but even in those cases, people say, you can't expect us to go after the wife. She's crying. Well, I know she's crying, but I'm not so sure of. What do you know about her? Do you want to ask? Do you want to know? What about her family? Where's she from? What did she do? What's her background? Does she know Trump? What do you know about her? Anything? Who's likely to sign off, get a big check just to make this thing go bye-bye? I'm not saying it. I'm going to tell you, no matter who it is, I'm going to ask these questions. What do we know about her? Where is this going? Who are the people pushing for this? Today I was listening to, pardon me, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Mate. If anything, I don't want to say this, but the guy who is the thorn in the side of BB et al. Italia is Max Blumenthal. Soul 76 says, don't worry, Candace Owens is on the case. Yes. People just love her and say, okay. I can't get anywhere with people, but because they just like kind of a big mouth. You know what I mean? They like snarling Israel street. She has this thing, street, stop. You know what I mean? Uh, and I'm not going to burn. Look, I don't care whatever she said. It doesn't matter. I mean, she's going to claim, of course, she knew Charlie better than anybody else. Anyway, but Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate today were talking about this supposed intervention that occurred or didn't occur or was alleged to have occurred regarding a lot of the big um, uh, Jewish and Zionist lobbyists. Big, either in the Hamptons or not in the Hamptons or on a Zoom or we don't know what. But everybody talked about it. Candace talks about it. And when she talks about it, it draws. Wait a minute, Candace. Have you heard Roseanne talk about Candace? Oh, my God. Oh. I'd like to see that in a lights out match. I put my money on Roseanne. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Anyway. And there is so much discussion, so much at length, deep down inside, looking at the motivations. Was Charlie Kirk growing disinterest? By the way, this isn't to say that they were responsible, but don't you want to know the facts? I want to know everything. I want to know everything. Can you think of anything you don't want to know? You might have some things you're not interested in, but I want to know everything. Well, that's going on right now at levels you can't believe. There is a world right now that is going on that is so big at the UN regarding the notion of genocide, the ICC, the ICJ, Palestine, Gaza, Israel. I mean, it is consuming the world, but you never know that to listen to people on. Whether it's Laura Loomer, I think she's terrific. See, let me explain something to you, and maybe this is a problem you have, and I don't blame you because a lot of people have a problem with this one. Johnny Mazaspaz says, "Have you or Mrs. L ever heard the Romanian angels? Have you heard that, honey? The Romanian angels? No, we have not. We will look into that, though. Thank you. By the way, email me something about it if you like at Lionel@lionelmedia.com. We appreciate that. But let me explain what's going on right now. So as this event is going on, there is a movement in the world like you cannot believe. It is South Africa. It is apartheid. It is Chile. It was whatever the storyline is for you historically. It is going on regarding allegations of inhumanity that is going on in Gaza, in Palestine. And there are people who are saying there is no Palestine. Lindsey Graham, the very fact that people are talking to Lindsey Graham, the very fact that people are willing to even be on TV with him is something I don't understand. Let me go back to what I was saying. Laura Loomer says some things that are wonderful. If she says 5 things, 2 of the things I may disagree with or not agree with. And the reason why I disagree or not agree may not be because I think she's wrong. I just may not share something. So believe it or not, you might say there's a lot of stuff that Candace Owens says that I particularly think is a good idea. Other things I don't. And if it can be for other reasons other than she's wrong or she's doing something wrong. Does that make any sense to you? Does that make any sense to you? I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope it does. And what we're looking at right now is something which is very interesting. You have to be able to ask yourself, how do I handle all of these multivariate things? So there is this world that is going on. It is the debate. It is the debate and what is happening actually in Israel. Now you can be of one particular position. You can say, look, I don't want to hear any of this bullshit about Palestine. There is no Palestine. It never existed. It's made up. It's 1948, Balfour Declaration before that. It's here. Stop relitigating this with this anti-Semitic trope, because what motivates most people is not over jurisdictional pre-1967 lines. No, it's a deep and abiding hatred towards Jews, the Jewish people, and Israel itself. And it is indeed anti-Semitic. Okay, I just explained it to you. Good. Put that over here. I'm a short order cook at a diner. I go ding ding. There's my first order. The second order says you're absolutely wrong. What is happening in Palestine right now is beyond barbarism. It is inhumane. This is pretextual. Hamas, created by Israel, funded by Qatar. And by the way, when Qatar was bombed, I mean, what's going on here? This was done during the days of Sharon to deal with Fatah. It was created deliberately to act as a fulcrum, as a wedge against against this is kind of more of a clerical wedge against Fatah and Yasser Arafat, whom they despised at levels you can't believe. People also say he's gay. He died of AIDS. There is it is a whirlwind. But there are people who are saying this is going to be the end, not only of and the recognition of Palestine, which is, by the way, unanimously the case in the UN, whatever that means. But they say this could very well be the end of Israel, which I don't believe, but they're saying that, and Zionism and the like. Okay, but that's in order. That's the second order. Ding, ding, ding. That's the second version of this. Which one do you want? It's up to you. But you have to know what's available. You have to read the menu. And most people not only don't have an opinion, they don't know anything about this. They couldn't tell you the first thing about this. And you've got some people who I suspect, by virtue of the fact of their perfervid, absolute, rabid idea that whatever Israel does is wrong. They don't even speak that way about their own country. Now, I think, well, I wouldn't be surprised if they were being paid off, receiving some kind of stipend to go out in the media, and listen, nothing wrong with that, and spread the holy word of this. Second Amendment folks did it. Climate folks did it. Other people did it. I know people who are just saying this cannot be. You listen. You're acting like a lobbyist, which is fine. It's the way it goes today. Spokespeople do that. See the story about old Tom Homan? Tom Homan got a bag of cash, and fine, it's called lobbying, if that's true. So I don't lose sleep over this. All I'm saying, this what's happening to the people in Gaza is horrendous. It is beyond. It is so inhumane. Call it what you want: war, massacre, genocide, apartheid. But I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? Whether you say somebody expired, somebody kicked the bucket, somebody's pushing up daisies, somebody's no more, somebody passed, it all means the same thing. They're dead. So put that over there. That's that issue. You understand that? That's that issue. Ukraine, I don't even want to begin tonight on the radio show. From midnight. No, what am I saying? From 1 to 5, excuse me. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to explain this once and for all, why Russia is just, they are laughing their ass off. And the biggest clown, the most embarrassing person I have ever seen in my life in American politics is not Joe Biden, not Dan Quayle, not Kamala Harris, not even Joe Biden, nobody. It's Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham is a joke. I have never, he doesn't maybe he's making some, I don't know, maybe he's making money in the back end. I have no idea. He says stuff that is ridiculous. Absolutely, positively ridiculous. And the thing that people have a hard time grasping, this is so difficult for them to understand, is that in February, in fact, February 24th of 2022, Russia launched what it called a special military operation in Ukraine. Okay? Not war, a special military operation. If Russia wanted this as a war, oh my God, if somebody said to Putin, you want to see me? You want to just see this? Watch this. I'll just annihilate and be gone. Now in the West, of course, this is important. In the West, this particular date, like Marco Rubio says, has been packaged as a beginning of an unprovoked invasion. Invasion. The supposed moment when Vladimir Putin decided to revive, get this, the Soviet Union and march on Europe. This is a story sold by Washington, by DC, NATO, and the compliant, subservient social media. Yet if you move past the headlines and actually listen to the Russian argument, echoed by serious Western realists like Professor John Mearsheimer, Colonel Douglas McGregor, Jeffrey Fox, Sachs, rather, go down the list. You will find a narrative far more complex, far more rooted in broken promises, security fears, existential threats, and cultural ties that cannot be erased by press releases and sanctions. I'm going to be talking about this tonight. I'm going to give you the whole story of this. And it drives me crazy. They don't understand this. Last night, no, actually this morning, what am I saying? I talked to a fellow who was in Vietnam. And I said, what did you do in Vietnam? He says, I don't know what to tell you. He says, what we did to those people, he said, I feel such incredible guilt. It was horrible. He didn't ask for that. And he made a connection with what's going on with the Palestinians in Gaza. Well, that's a different issue. And I remember the time. And Americans, like now, had no idea what was going on. Because Americans don't care. They don't care about this. You have to understand something. We're a very funny group of people. We don't know anything. And what we do pay attention to, oh my God. The other night, the Yankees clinched the playoff position. Oh my God. And I thought, that's nice. Because we know that a lot of people in the, dare I say, the front office, and a lot of friends of ours are, that's nice. It's good for New York. It's good. That's it. That's it. But these people were going berserk. Absolutely berserk. Bread and circuses. How do you explain that? I don't know. I don't mean to explain it. I don't want to explain it. I'm not in the position of explaining it. I don't know what to say. So I kind of sort of give up a little bit about this. And then there are folks who say, I don't know, I'm so terrible. I say, we've been going through this all our lives. And by the way, there are some civil rights folks out there who have been through this horror their entire lives. And they've seen this as well. And they know a little bit about being disappointed. And what we're seeing is absolutely nothing compared to what they've seen. So this is just it. There are some people who are a little, I very rarely meet. Let me give you an example. There's some couple of people, I don't want to mention their names because I know them, I don't like them. Aside from their opinions, they're really not nice people. And there are some people we met who are not nice people. But one guy in particular, he has a great analysis of things, but while I don't share it, It's very deep and very thorough. He's very scholarly. It's actually very good. But he is the biggest prick you've ever met, and I don't like him. I don't like the way he treats people. But his political theories, impeccable. Absolutely impeccable. So I have no problem. I can listen to people like, you know what, that makes sense. There were things that Gaddafi said that made sense. So don't be in the position where you're saying, okay. And also, don't find yourself in love with somebody. There are people I've seen, maybe there are others, maybe Tucker to an extent, but there are people who love this Candace Owens. I mean, love her. Let me say this again. It's almost like not a sexual, but a romantic connection with her. Maybe they love the fact that she acts the way they wish they could. Maybe because of her faith. Let me also say something, and you're going to not like what I say, but I'm going to tell you. I don't know what the percentage is, 60%, 50, 70%. But more people that you know or you will hear who are religious are full of shit. There are people who say, in addition to wearing their, by the way, I like this hat. This is my flag. I don't make a point of it every 5 seconds, but okay. But there are some people who want to tell you that they are super Christian, super Catholic, super Catholic, super Christian. We got our faith to the holy Lord, Jesus Christ, in Jesus' name. Even Jesus would say, knock it off. They wear it like a badge. They wear it like a symbol. They're super Christian, super. They're the greatest Christian. They love the faith. Okay. More people than you know are full of shit. They're not Christian. They say they are, but are you really in for it? I know a lot of people, very few people who are really in for the, I have a friend of mine who's Jewish. I said, when you're into the holidays? He says, well, I have some will say, well, I can't work because I'm Jewish and they expect me to. And it doesn't look good. I've got, mandatory. And I'm sorry, I'm just not conversant with Jewish religious holidays, but happy holidays, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Catholics are the best. Catholics have Advent, Post-Vent, the Immaculate Conception, the Incarnation, the Annunciate. We've got, oh my God, you name it. You name it. We have more holy days of obligation than you can imagine. And most Catholics perform none of them. During the ban on meat on Fridays, remember that one? Remember that? Some people just said, well, that's okay. No, you can't do that. No. You can't do that. You can't just say, well, a holy day of obligation is a holy day of obligation. You have to go to church. It is not, but they don't know because Catholics too are full of shit. Like most people with their religion, they kind of have their cafeteria. They're like this, a little bit of that. So when you see all these people, another thing too, do me a favor. If you were a drunk, a drug addict, a sex addict, keep it to yourself. What are you proud of this? You're not the only one who overcame drinking. There are people who've been sober 50 years. They've done it before. They don't have a show. You're a kid. You stopped. Good for you. Shut up. I don't understand it. Why are you telling everybody this? Because it's part of your act. Because you're this pious, holier than thou. It's this super duper Christian. That's your shtick. That's your MO. You know what I mean? That's your thing. And people love it. And okay. Religion should be personal. It should be private. You should reach out to help people. You should help. But don't sell it on a podcast as part of who you are. Just like, oh, I'm a Navy SEAL. Okay, one of those. Who's not a Navy SEAL? Well, I'm Delta. I'm a 3-tour of duty. I'm this. I'm a Delta. I'm a proud mom. I'm a Christian mom. I'm a. This is your shtick. It's your MO. Do yourself a favor. If you believe in something, keep it to yourself. Something in the Bible that says it better. Also, if you don't go to church, it is not the only time your faith should not be private is when it comes to celebrating it, which is the idea of worship together in congregations. It's not a private thing. But that's not good for the podcast when you have to talk about you're a Christian and just keep, because it's locking in. It's locking in who you are. I'm a God-fearing NRA rock-ribbed. I mean, stop it. I've been through this. It's a work. It's your angle. It's your MO. We've heard this. So what I'm saying is this. Put all that aside and listen to me. You may not be able to practice your religion if the wrong people get into control. The wrong people who have a hard time understanding specifically that what you do represents an existential threat to them. And there are people from the 4th century. You haven't met these folks. They don't want to hear anything about your religion or your God or your Jesus or whatever it is. And you better watch out. And one of the things is to recognize and to appreciate the First Amendment, the Free Exercise Clause, and the Establishment Clause. Keep religion out of government. Everybody will be happy. Don't take loyalty tests. Don't take any kind of faith test. Do not do this. Listen to what I'm saying. Be very careful. Don't play. The charlatan has been around. It's the greatest act forever. You know, L. Ron Hubbard was one of the best writers, one of the best pulp fiction kind of, science fiction writers ever. I mean, he was great. And somebody said to him, you might be onto something if you can basically sell this as a religion. He's off and running. And I'm not about to tell you that Scientology is not a religion, because who am I to say what's legit and what's not? I don't know. But it's something that really goes for the masses, and it grabs people by the heart. And people just somehow they get weak when they see people talking about Jesus every 5 seconds. Sometimes it's legit. Most of the time it's not. Unless you were a full-fledged preacher. Don't do this. It's something, and even President Trump's toned down. Remember when he had the Bible and he held it up in front of St. John's Church? It's like he was warding off, like Dracula warding off, people warding off the Dracula with a cross. In any event, spend your time in understanding the rules. Understand what's happening. Ask yourself, when did we lose mainstream media? How do we get people involved in the facts? How do we get people to understand what's really important in the world? That's what I want to do. Okay, my friends? That's what I want you to do. We have to go out and we have to be missionaries. We have to tell people the truth and explain it to them. Not be pedantic, not make them feel stupid. Don't bludgeon them with your own particular story of how you licked the bottle or whatever it is. Great. Congratulations. You should do that. But this is to save our country, to save our constitutional republic, our tradition, our America. And if you think if you think I'm just making this up, you are out of it. You don't understand. All right? That's all I'm going to tell you. So, Pilgrim Media, thank you. Soul 76 Can, thank you. Johnny Maz Spaz, thank you. Also, follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. I needed 12, just 12 more subscriptions to her. 12 more for her to get to the next level. She is absolutely superb. The powerful message she has cannot be beat. All right, so do that. Do it right now. Also, check out later on my great interview with Sean Atwood. I get this guy laughing. He's a great guy. He's a British fellow. Do you know that? Did you know that? All right, my friends. Don't forget also, tonight or tomorrow, overnights, 77 WABC. The Other Side of Midnight. That's the name of it. I like it. I still like Bowling for Sports shirts, but that's me. And make way for Mr. Nobody. Tune in. Get the app. 7:70 a.m. overnights. See you on the radio. That's a great. I think Tom Snyder said that. In any event, my friends, have a great day, a wonderful day, a terrific day. And until we meet again, my friends, remember the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dad.